We have breaking news coming out of Atlanta regarding one of baseball's biggest stars and a developing internal controversy for the Braves. Ronald Acuña Jr., the reigning National League MVP, has reportedly been suspended by the Atlanta Braves organization. The suspension is for 3 games and will take effect upon his return from the injured list. And the reason for this significant disciplinary action? A now-deleted tweet where Acuña Jr. publicly criticized his manager, Brian Snitker. This situation stems from a play that happened on Saturday night during the Braves game against the Minnesota Twins. Outfielder Kelenic hit a deep drive to right field that bounced off the wall. Kelenic, however, did not hustle out of the batter's box, seemingly believing the ball might clear the fence for a home run. Because he was jogging, he was easily thrown out at second base by the Twins outfielder. Had Kelenic been running hard from the start, he would have easily made it to second safely and potentially even scored on a later hit. This play immediately drew comparisons, particularly among Braves fans and reporters, to a similar incident from the past involving Ronald Acuña Jr. In August 2019, a then 21-year-old Acuña Jr. hit a deep drive that also hit the right field wall. Like Kelenic, Acuña Jr. was slow to leave the batter's box, believing it was a home run. He ended up with only a long single because of his lack of hustle. At that time, manager Brian Snitker made a decisive move. He waited 1 inning and then removed Acuña Jr. from the game, benching his young star. Snitker's comments after that 2019 game were unambiguous and strong. "He didn't run. You got to run," Snitker said. "It's not going to be acceptable here. As a teammate, you're responsible for 24 other guys. That name on the front is a lot more important than the name on the back of that jersey. You can't do that. We're trying to accomplish something and do something special here. And personal things have got to be put on the back burner. You just can't let your team down like that." Those were powerful words from a manager stressing the importance of hustle and putting the team first, even for a budding superstar. Now fast forward to Sunday. A reporter for MLB.com, Mark Bowman, posted on X, formerly Twitter, addressing the Kelenic play and was asked if Snitker had said anything to Kelenic. Bowman posted Snitker's response, which was, protected Kelenic by replying, "Was I supposed to?" when asked if he had said anything to Kelenic. This dismissive response from Snitker, contrasting with his strong actions in 2019, struck many as a double standard. And Ronald Acuña Jr., watching from afar as he recovers from injury, apparently agreed. Acuña Jr. replied directly to Bowman's post, publicly stating, "If it were me, they would take me out of the game." The tweet was removed about an hour later, but not before many people screenshotted it, making it clear that the reigning MVP believed his manager was treating Kelenic differently than he had been treated in the past for a similar mistake. When asked about Acuña Jr.'s tweet on Sunday, Snitker initially claimed he hadn't seen it or the Kelenic play until Sunday morning. After seeing the play and speaking to Kelenic, though Kelenic reportedly initiated the conversation, Snitker was pressed about the perceived double standard compared to the 2019 Acuña incident. Snitker's defense was that, it's just timing, and that each situation is different and judged individually. He stated, "There's no blanket thing doing that." He also mentioned he wasn't watching the Kelenic play closely when it happened. While managers do handle situations differently based on context, the stark contrast in public response and action between the two hustle plays involving prominent players certainly fueled the debate. Beyond this, Snitker has also reportedly benched other players for hustle issues in the past, including Ender Inciarte in 2018 and Marcell Ozuna in 2023. Further adding to the discussion about his consistency, or lack thereof, in enforcing this standard, Snitker argued that each instance presents unique circumstances, meaning there isn't one universal rule for every single play. Now, the consequences of Acuña Jr.'s public criticism have become clear. Breaking news reports indicate that the Atlanta Braves organization is suspending Ronald Acuña Jr. for 3 games. This suspension will take effect upon his activation from the injured list and return to the team. This is a significant disciplinary measure by the Braves, showing that even their biggest star is not exempt from consequences for public criticism of the manager, especially via social media. It sends a clear message about the expected conduct for players, regardless of their status. It's important to remember the context of Acuña Jr.'s current situation. He is currently on the injured list, recovering from a torn ACL in his left knee that he suffered last May. He underwent surgery and has been working his way back. He was recently cleared to begin cutting, a major step in his rehabilitation, and is expected to return to the Braves lineup sometime next month. His focus should ideally be solely on his recovery and preparing for his return to help the team. The Braves could certainly use their MVP back. Acuña Jr. had a relatively tough 2024 season before his injury, batting only .250 with 4 home runs in 49 games. A significant drop from his incredible 2023 MVP season where he hit 41 homers, stole 73 bases, and batted .337. The Braves as a team are also off to a surprisingly disappointing start this season, entering Sunday's game with an 8-13 record and sitting in last place in the NL East, multiple games behind the division-leading New York Mets. This poor start puts added pressure on everyone in the organization, players, manager, and front office, making internal controversies like this particularly unwelcome. This controversy adds another layer of difficulty to a team that is already struggling and awaiting the return of its best player. It creates an awkward dynamic between the superstar and the manager that will need to be addressed internally and potentially navigated publicly. Acuña Jr. is facing discipline for a social media post that highlighted a perceived double standard in managerial handling of hustle, while Snitker defends his approach as situational. The public nature of the criticism from his own player, especially via a quickly deleted tweet that was screenshotted and spread widely, has led directly to this suspension. It's a stark reminder that in the age of social media, even a quickly deleted thought, driven by frustration over perceived unfairness, can lead to significant consequences for a professional athlete and create unwanted drama for a team trying to get its season back on track. The Braves will now have to navigate this internal issue as they try to turn their season around and integrate their MVP back into the lineup. Who will first have to serve a 3-game suspension? What do you think about Ronald Acuña Jr.'s tweet and the Braves' decision to suspend him? Was the perceived double standard real? Or was Acuña Jr. out of line for tweeting about it? Let us know in the comments below.
Imagine this: a deep drive off the wall, the runner barely hustles out of the batter's box, and an all-star calls him out from the sidelines. That's exactly what happened when Kelenic was thrown out trying to stretch a single into a double, and Ronald Acuña Jr. let everyone know on social media that effort isn't optional. Kelenic's misstep came in the 7th inning of Atlanta's 4-3 win over Minnesota. He lifted a ball off the right field wall, watched it carom, then strolled toward first. The result? A bang-bang out at second base and a clubhouse stirring. Manager Brian Snitker was asked if he'd benched Kelenic and shrugged, "Was I supposed to?" His deadpan answer signaled that sometimes context matters more than a hard and fast rule. Enter Acuña, watching from rehab after ACL surgery. He jumped onto Twitter and reminded everyone of what happens when hustle is missing. "If it were me, they would take me out of the game." He quickly deleted the reply, but the point was made. Acuña knew this scenario well. He'd been yanked himself in 2019 for jogging, so his words carried weight and reminded the team of its own standards. Snitker later admitted he hadn't seen the tweet or even the play until the next morning. "He's not on social media," he insisted. Still, he stressed there's no single answer for every hustle lapse. "It's just timing," he said, still recalling his stern message to a young Acuña. "You've got to run. That's not acceptable here." Now he's weighing the balance between enforcing effort and avoiding rigid, one-size-fits-all benchings. This isn't just about one out at second. The Braves sit 7-14 and frustration is mounting. Fans barking "sell the team" during tough stretches, and new leadoff man Alex Verdugo setting the bar high with a hot start. When Acuña returns next month, Kelenic could find himself battling for playing time if his hustle or production doesn't pick up. In a lineup full of veterans and expectations, every play matters. The bigger picture? Atlanta prides itself on a relentless play-through-the-last-out culture. Acuña's quick intervention, despite being sidelined himself, underscores his role as the effort standard-bearer. It also shows that even stars hold teammates accountable. shaping a clubhouse where shortcuts aren't tolerated and every player from rookie to MVP contender buys in. So what's next? Kelenic has another chance to prove he deserves that spot in the outfield. If his next hustle lapse happens, Snitker might revisit the timing defense. Meanwhile, Acuña will be watching closely, ready to remind everyone that effort isn't optional. It's the foundation of this team's identity. If you believe hustle should never be up for debate, hit like, share your thoughts below, and subscribe for all the inside scoops on clubhouse culture and the defining moments that make baseball more than just a game. Because in this sport, how hard you run often tells the real story.